So today, we're going to break down this story about a single choice, really a moment of silence that had these huge, life-altering consequences for two people. It's a really powerful look at pressure, at morality, and, the quiet ways a life can just completely unravel. Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, so this is the very first line of the story, and wow, it just hits you, right? This isn't some story about a villain with a big evil plan or anything like that. It's about a moment of weakness, a failure to do the right thing, and the devastating fallout that came after.
So where does this all kick off? Well, it starts in a place I think a lot of us know all too well, a high-pressure university campus right in the middle of midterms week. You know that feeling, when every single grade feels like it's going to decide your entire future, and failure just seems like the absolute end of the world.
At the heart of this, you've got two roommates, and man, on paper, they are polar opposites. First, there's our narrator. He's falling behind in his classes, actually failing one of them, and his scholarship, his entire ticket to being there, is on the line. And then you have Ethan. He's the golden boy, right? Good grades, on the student council, everybody likes him. They weren't really friends, they just kind of shared a room.
And this quote, it just lays out the stakes perfectly. This wasn't just about a bad grade for our narrator. This was about losing absolutely everything. He had no family money to fall back on, no plan B, no second chances. And that kind of raw desperation, well, that's where really bad decisions start to grow.
Okay, so now we get to the moment, the thing that started it all. And what's so interesting is that the cheating wasn't this one big, dramatic decision. It was more like a domino effect of small, bad choices, each one just tipping over the next.
And here's exactly how it went down. First, you've got just pure panic setting in before this big economics exam. Then an opportunity just falls into his lap. He finds last semester's exam answers in a group chat. And he tells himself that classic lie, right? I'll just look at them. But of course, just looking turns into using them. Just enough, he tells himself. Just enough to get by, to survive. But each step took him deeper.
So he thinks he's in the clear, right? But that feeling, it doesn't last long. Just 2 days later, this email lands in his inbox. It's basically the digital version of a knock on the door from the principal. That little survival tactic has completely backfired, and the fear of getting caught just became very, very real.
And the accusation is tricky. It's kind of vague, but that's what makes it so bad. It says the cheating materials were accessed from the IP address of their dorm room. It doesn't name a person, it names a place. And by doing that, it points the finger at both of them. It's a net, and suddenly they're both caught in it.
All right, this is it. This is the moment everything hinges on, the meeting in the Academic Integrity Office. It's this small room where the futures of both the narrator and Ethan are about to be sealed, not by some loud confession, but by a deafening silence.
So here's the kicker. The evidence they have, it isn't linked to the narrator. Because of how the group chat's metadata worked, the screenshots were traced back to an account with Ethan's name on it. He joined the group months ago and totally forgot it even existed. The system didn't know who took the screenshot, it just knew whose name was attached.
And Ethan, you can just imagine. He has no idea what's happening. He's completely blindsided. He offers the only defense he's got, which is just the simple, honest truth. But in a situation like this, against what looks like digital proof, what good is that?
So Ethan says he's innocent, and you can just feel it, right? Every single head in that room just turns. Right to our narrator. He's the only other person in the world who knows what really happened. This is the moment, the crossroads, the one chance to make it right, or to make it so wrong.
So the choice is right there, right in front of him. What do? Do you speak up, admit it was you, and probably lose your scholarship, everything you were terrified of losing? Or do you just stay quiet, save yourself, and let your innocent roommate take the hit?
And in that moment, that's the choice he makes. Not an action, but the total lack of one. He just said nothing. A simple, devastating silence that sealed Ethan's fate and saved himself.
But that silence, that wasn't the end. Not by a long shot. It was really just the beginning of two totally different lives. Two paths that shot off in completely opposite directions right from that day in the office.
And this table, wow, it just shows you in black and white how everything played out. The narrator, he passes the class, he keeps his scholarship, he graduates, he gets a job. His life just keeps moving forward. But for Ethan,
He fails. His reputation is ruined by rumors, he loses his leadership position, moves out of the dorm, and eventually he just drops out of university altogether, struggling with debt for a degree he never even got.
So, you fast forward a few years. Life seems to have moved on. But the thing about guilt, it doesn't just go away, does it? The past never really stays in the past, and it's all about to come rushing back because of a chance meeting.
I mean, can you imagine? You're just living your life, the one you built on this lie. And boom, you run right into him, the person whose future was derailed because of you. And it happens in the most normal, everyday place you can think of. A grocery store. The awkward hey, the flicker of recognition, it's like seeing a ghost.
And this is the part that just guts you, what Ethan says. He's not angry. He's not accusing him of anything. He's just confused. Still, after all these years, he still doesn't know what happened. He's been living with the consequences of something he doesn't even understand.
And hearing Ethan say that, it just forces our narrator to finally face it, to really truly think about it. He won, right? He got away with it. But in that grocery store aisle, he puts himself in Ethan's shoes. He finally considers what would have happened if things had been the other way around.
And this right here, this is the final confession, at least to himself. The true betrayal wasn't just letting an innocent guy take the fall. The heaviest part, the real weight of it, is knowing that Ethan, the person whose life he destroyed, was a better person. That Ethan, in the same situation, would have done the right thing. He would have told the truth.
So that's what we're left with, right? That question. The narrator got his degree, he got his job, but what did that silence really cost him? And what did it cost Ethan? And maybe it makes us ask, what are we capable of when we feel like our backs are against the wall? Definitely something to think about.